All right, Steve Holland here with Rapidtech, and this is another one of our courses on the heat exchanger failures and identification certification. As you know, in order to get your Rapidtech heat exchanger certification, you must pass all these courses, take your quiz, print your diploma, and you'll be set. You know what that means? That means you're smarter than your competition. One other thing, every single furnace that we break down, there's always that supporting document that you can print out as a PDF, or you can pull it up on your mobile device, show your customers right there in the home exactly what you found. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at this. By the way, if I stutter a little bit or I slur my words or something crazy, it's only because I've been shooting video all day, and this will be the last one for the night. Trane Model TUX. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at this video, and then I'm going to share with you possible causes, or the unknowns, and of course I'm always going to share my opinion. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Oh, that's not supposed to do that. There's like a little glitch in my system. I click on this little arrow right here and it's supposed to play the video, but sometimes, oh, that's why. There we go. All right, here we go.
All right, let's take a look at the TUX. This is another American Standard or Trane furnace. By the way, you'll find this both in American Standard and the Trane company. It's an aluminized clamshell. It uses the crimp style. Right there, you can see the crimp. We'll go ahead and we'll take a look at this one. In one of the other videos I showed you the TUC model. This heat exchange is pretty much the same. One of the areas that you want to look on any of the Trane models, you want to look at these rings. Check those rings and make sure, and you can run your finger across it. And I know some of you are going to say, but there's no plenum on this furnace, no bonnet. I get that. I was a tech for a long time, and I know it's not easy getting your tools into certain places. But the reality is, you've got to look for those rings, or check those rings. And remember, condensing gas furnaces are under negative pressure. That primary is under negative pressure. So if you have a breach in that ring, and it looks like there might be a tiny little hairline fracture in that one, very difficult to see. But again, if you start drawing air through that primary, you're going to have issues. Let's go ahead and show you where the problem is with this particular model. Right there. She's split wide open. See that? So that's what you're looking for on this particular model. You check all these rings, and that's the model TUX.
All right, there you have it. So what happened? Why did this happen? I'll be honest, I don't know. But I'm going to tell you what I think, give you my opinion why I think it could have happened. First off, any draft-induced or vent-motored furnace, 80%er or high efficient, the heat exchanger is under negative pressure. So if you have a breach in that hem, in the rings, in a gasket on a coupler box or collector box, a secondary breach, anything where it's drawing air in where it's not supposed to, that means that it's not drawing air all the way through that firebox and past those burners, which then could cause other areas of that heat exchanger to overheat. So technicians, when you're out there on maintenance and demand calls, you need to check these things. Check the curves of the heat exchanger, check your rings, check your gaskets, check all those parts of that heat exchanger to make sure that you don't have a situation where you're drawing air in where it's not supposed to be drawn in. The only air that's supposed to be drawn into that chamber is through the intake pipe, through the firebox or the burner compartment, then through that serpentine heat exchanger, and then to be exhausted through the vent motor, and then, of course, out the PVC pipe or the exhaust. So let's talk about the unknowns. Number one, are there fractures in the rings? I believe there were. Could we have a breach in that hem? Heat exchanger, hem, that crimped hem, if that opens up, gets a little loose and sloppy, you have to remember, some of these furnaces cycle thousands and thousands of times per winter. One heating season where I live is 5,000 to 7,000 times. Well, that's a lot of expansion and contraction. That hem can open up, and you may not see it. And there's really no way to test it. You could have a breach in the secondary, some gaskets, whatever. Regardless, any breach could cause that to happen. Airflow. Airflow problems are huge in our industry. High static duct pressures, too small air filters. These types of things will cause heat exchangers to fail. So on your maintenance calls, and oh, by the way, salesmen, salespeople, sales folks, sales fellas, sales gals, learn static duct pressure. Learn how to check ducting for the correct size. Don't go into a home and sell them a furnace on an undersized duct system. You can do your manual J and your load calc. That's great. But if you don't check that duct system and bring the two together, that's useless. So start to learn this. And by the way, I'm sure all of you technicians watching this video, the sales folks always do the right thing, right? They're good people. Work with them. Sales guys, you have four sales calls every day. There's never a day you don't have a sales call. Yeah, there is. There are days when you don't have sales calls. I know I was a salesperson and a service tech. Get out in the truck with the service techs when they're on maintenance calls or demand calls. Take them to lunch, buy them lunch, because they're always covering your butt anyway. Get out there and learn some of these things. I'll tell you something. You'll sell more, you'll make more money, and your customers will be happier. Regardless of all that, you'll be giving them a better job and doing a better job by getting the right size system on a correctly sized duct system. All right, let's talk about overfired. This furnace may have been overfired. All right, too much gas pressure, too high gas pressure, you're going to overfire that furnace. That's not good. And then, of course, again, back to high static. So, what do we learn from this? A whole bunch. Here's the deal. Service techs. When you're out on maintenance calls, check everything. Check your static duct pressures. Check your temperature rise. Check your heat exchanger. Check your gas pressure. That's functional stuff. Now then you have to do your safety, your combustion analysis. Check for gas leaks, all that business, all right? Sales folks, make sure when you sell somebody a new system, you measure the duct system. Have a conversation about airflow. All right? At least have the conversation so they know what to expect. I think we could extend the life of heating and cooling equipment considerably if we would improve our industry by making sure we have correctly sized duct systems. All right? And with that said, this information is always archived on Rapidtech. And as you know, go out on Rapidtech, you guys can print out your supporting document. That heat exchanger right there that you just saw is filmed, and there's photographs. So one-page PDF if you want to pull it up on your tablet, show your customers, hey, this is what I'm finding with your system. Oh, by the way, I have my Rapidtech certification. I've been trained. You're welcome to share that. Again, I'm Steve Holland. If you want to reach me, it's ethoskill@gmail.com, or you can call Scott. Why does it say not to call me? I don't know. I don't want to give my phone number out. So I'm kidding. Call Scott, 866-992-1717, and he'll help you and we'll get you your Rapidtech heat exchanger certification. Thank you, and I'm signing off. Last video for the night. I'm going to bed, starting over tomorrow. Thank you.